video. Today we are doing NFL player props here for Monday Night Football. Monday, November 14th, we got the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Washington Commanders here. Before we get started, there's a link in the description below to sign up for PrizePicks, or you can use promo code TUFF to sign up. PrizePicks will match 100% of your first deposit. There is also a Discord link in the description where the main server is completely free, as well as Patreon link is in the description below of this video where I do post all the plays here that I'm making on PrizePicks for each given sport that I do play. Again, I play NBA, NFL, college football, and college basketball player props on PrizePicks. So go ahead and check out that link in the description below. But let's get into it, you guys. Two total player props that I do like: Philly, Washington here. We got this Monday Night Football game, division matchup. Commanders are 4-5. I think a little bit better than people thought they were going to be this season. Obviously, they have a pretty elite defense. And then we got the Philadelphia Eagles 8-0 here, looking to continue this streak. 8-0, playing at home at Lincoln Financial Field. Philly is 11-point favorites here. Over/under is 43.5. Injury-wise, Carson Wentz obviously not playing. It's Taylor Heinicke's the quarterback. Cole Holcomb, linebacker, who just racks up a ton of tackles. He's out. Avonte Maddox is out, starting cornerback for the Eagles. Besides that, weather looking like it's going to be interesting. It's supposed to rain, I guess, all day in Philly, or all morning in Philly, and then by the time the game kicks off, should be clear. Cold, obviously, but clear. Weather really, as far as rain, shouldn't really impact the game at all here. So let's get into it, you guys. Two total player props that I do like. Again, not a gambling expert, not financial advice. These are simply just the plays I'm personally looking at making, hopefully giving you guys some insight and analysis to make your own player props here. But the first one, we're going to go straight to an NFL first half prop. We're going to go to Jalen Hurts over 121.5 pass yards here in the first half. Now, obviously, the first half is obviously a little bit stronger play for me, in my opinion, just because of game script. First half, he's obviously going to be throwing the ball, trying to score as many points as possible. Second half, we could see just a ton of runs if this game does possibly maybe get out of hand. Although I could see this potentially being a close game, as it's division matchup. Division matchups are usually a lot closer. But 121.5 for Jalen Hurts in the first half. We took this last Thursday, or maybe the Thursday before that, whenever they played the Texans in Houston. We smashed the over on this, and it hit pretty easily. He's hit the over on this 4 of his last 5. This is just a pretty low number, in my opinion. I mean, 127, 140. He had 111 against Dallas, and then 191, 176. So, I mean, has pretty much hit the over pretty easily on this, I would say. At least his last 2 games, 191 and 176. But I like this for a few reasons. One, Jalen Hurts, I mean, he's been throwing the ball. He's really looking like an MVP candidate. 12 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions on the year. QBR of 62.8. And if we take a look at his passing yards, like over the season, 243, 333, 340, 204, 239, 285, 243. And these have all been in wins, right? Pretty consistent. Obviously, they've been winning every game. But Jalen Hurts, right, his sole game, he's played Washington already. He threw the most passing yards that Washington's had against them this season. Quarterbacks versus the Washington Commanders game log this year. We can see Jalen Hurts, September 25th, 22 completions, 35 passes for 340 yards and 3 touchdowns. 123.5 passer rating. Absolutely, I mean, the most by a lot, right? Trevor Lawrence threw for 275, and Jalen Hurts threw for 340 already this season against the Washington Commanders on the road, right? So at home against that same Washington Commanders defense, obviously still there's no Chase Young. 120 and a half, 121 and a half, 122 basically pass yards in that first half seems extremely attainable. Like I said, 22 of 35 passes, 340. That's nasty. This is nasty right here with a 123.5 passer rating. He's got his full, bevy of wide receivers. Dallas Goedert as well. Quez Watkins, Devonta Smith, A.J. Brown. And then even checkdowns to Miles Sanders and Kenneth Gainwell can gain in some positive yardage for him. I just feel like this is, out of all the plays on the board, this is the best value, seeing as he's hit this 4 of his last 5. Already faced Washington once this season and went crazy. And the first half over, obviously the game flow more positive for us in that first half. If we just take a look at NFL defense first position here with the quarterbacks, yards per attempt. I mean, Commanders right here, 7.34 yards per attempt. So they're not the worst pass defense in the NFL, but they're obviously not the greatest right here. I'd say they're at the upper echelon, probably like 14th, middle, maybe a little bit higher, maybe 12th or 11th in the NFL as far as just pass yards to the quarterback position and yards per attempt go to the quarterback position. So with all that being said, I like Jalen Hurts over 121.5 pass yards for the first play of the day. Obviously, a full game prop. It's going to be receptions. It's going to be Terry McLaurin over 4 receptions here against the Philadelphia Eagles. So Terry McLaurin, since Taylor Heinicke's become the quarterback here, he's seen targets of 8, 8, and 9. So, I mean, quite a bit of targets here. 9 targets, 8 targets, 8 targets over his last 3 games. Has hit the over on this in his last 3 games as well. 5 receptions, 6 receptions, and 5 receptions. Obviously, the game script with Washington facing the Philadelphia Eagles is going to be positive for Terry McLaurin to see quite a bit of targets in this game. Actually, the most sports books have this line at 4.5, so we are getting a 0.5 discount here on PrizePicks currently at 4. But I like this play for a few other reasons. So Terry McLaurin in his career versus the Eagles has hit this 6 of 7 times as far as receptions go. Obviously, quarterbacks have changed, but 5, 5, 5, 6, and 7 and 7 receptions against the Eagles. This one game this season already. Terry McLaurin had one of his best games of the year when he faced the Eagles earlier. Had 9 targets, 6 catches for 102 yards. So he hit the over on this one by 6 right here. Obviously, the line's at 4, so at bare minimum, we're looking at a push here for Terry McLaurin, possibly at 4. But he had caught 6 catches, 9 targets for 102 yards against Philly already this season. Terry McLaurin game log with Taylor Heinicke. I mean, we take a look at the targets here purely. Terry McLaurin, they have a pretty good, relationship, I guess, on-field connection. We can see the targets have been plentiful though. As we're really looking for here as far as receptions go. Terry McLaurin's a very talented wide receiver, so if he does get the targets, I believe he will get the opportunity to catch the ball. But I'm saying like he has the ability to catch the ball. But his game log with Taylor Heinicke, I mean, if we do this by date, he's hit the over push or better in his last 5 games with Taylor Heinicke and seen targets of 8, 6, 8, 8, and 9, like we just talked about. So the targets are going to be there, right, for Terry McLaurin in this game. I think there's obviously a ton of potential here for him to get a ton of targets with the game script. Philadelphia, obviously, is going to be able to probably score the ball. And I also like, just going back to the Jalen Hurts play, I mean, Washington's like front 7 is pretty elite, so I don't see them trying to run the ball too much in that first half. Definitely see Jalen Hurts throwing the ball quite a bit, which will result in obviously Washington trying to keep up and throw the ball as well. So I think both these plays here, as far as game script go, are positive, right? Obviously, game script can obviously change once the game gets started and things like that. It's the NFL, but just based on what we're looking at heading into the game, I like Terry McLaurin over 4 receptions here. We're getting obviously the 0.5 discount here on PrizePicks. He's hit this obviously in 4 of his last 5, but more specifically against the Eagles in his career, has only missed on this one time where he had 2 catches, 4 targets, 51 yards. But 5, 5, 5, 6, 7, and 7 in his career against the Eagles. Inter-division game here. Terry McLaurin has already gone over this in his first game against Washington. There is also no Avonte Maddox in this game, which he was not going to shadow Terry McLaurin. It's obviously going to be Darius Slay. But, I mean, a cornerback being out on one side does impact Terry McLaurin, I think, quite a bit here, opening up a little bit more things if he moves around the field. So Terry McLaurin over 4 receptions here, and Jalen Hurts over 121.5 pass yards are the 2 player props here on YouTube. Let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about these 2 plays here. Hit that subscribe button, you guys. Drop a like on this video, and as always, let's cash.